Calling this city council meeting to order. Today's date, 6/17/2025, 6/17/2025, here at Kinston Chambers. Call to order. Next, we'll have prayer by Councilmember Chris Suggs. Would all stand? Sound of the prayer.
Mayor Hardy, before I begin our prayer, I want to offer a moment of silence in recognition of one of our community's own, Mr. Brian Hanks, as he's recovering from a major medical emergency this week. Many of us in the community know and love Mr. Brian for his years of involvement in various programs.
Yes, sir.
So as he's recovering, we just want to take a moment to offer him some well wishes and positive energy.
Yes.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity to gather on this evening. Thank you for the health, the strength, the ability to gather here and convene to do the work of the city of Kinston, North Carolina. Lord, I ask that you bless our leadership, bless our staff, bless all of those a part of this decision-making body as we work to do the work of your kingdom here on earth as it is in heaven. Lord, give us the wisdom, the guidance, the discernment, the patience, the knowledge, Lord, to do your work here on behalf of our community citizens. Allow us to govern with wisdom, prudently but professionally, cautiously but courageously, Lord. Give us the conviction to make decisions that are necessary to move our community forward, Lord. I ask that you continue to bless our city as we try to prosper. Give us the resources needed to expand and grow and enhance like never before, Lord. Lord, allow us to increase our revenues, increase our population, increase and grow in ways never thought of before, Lord. I ask that you give us the wisdom again to have a great and productive meeting, Lord. Allow us to leave this room on one accord, all committed to making our city a better place to live. It is in these things I pray. In your Jesus' name I say, amen.
Amen. Please all remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Solomon,
Present.
Councilmember Seaforth,
Present.
Councilmember Swenson,
Present.
Councilmember Suggs,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Mayor Pro Tem Hardy.
Present.
All present and accounted for. Madam Clerk, under citizen comments, citizens must sign in before the start of the meeting. If they wish to address the city council, citizens should state their name and address before beginning their comments and may speak up to a maximum of 3 minutes. Citizens seeking assistance or asking questions will be contacted by a member of the governing body or by our appropriate city staff. Madam Clerk, do we have any?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sean P. Keenan.
Sean Keenan. Mr. Keenan, if you would step to this microphone over here, state your name. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm a homeowner, property owner here in Kinston, and I pay property taxes. An increase,
Mr. Keenan, can you state your address?
I'm sorry, 1800 Emerson Road here in Kinston. An increase in the property taxes will affect way more than just the property owners. It'll cause rent to go up. It'll negatively impact the poorest in our community. It will impact homeowners. It'll impact middle-class families that are barely hanging on. It will impact poor people whose homes have been in their families for generations, and it could cause them to lose their homes. It will negatively impact the elderly on fixed incomes. Look at all the empty buildings on Queen Street. Higher taxes will run off the businesses that are there. It will make it more difficult and more expensive to maintain and repair some of those dilapidated empty buildings, and it will increase the negative impact or impression that visitors have on our city. It's a disincentive to businesses moving into town. The county commission is working very, very hard to draw industry into our county, but it seems sometimes that the city council is working against them. We need jobs in this community. Higher taxes do not attract jobs. Not a single entity, in my opinion, will be served by higher taxes. Governance is often not getting more. It is managing the resources that we have provided by the people. It will not raise revenue for the city. It'll decrease revenue in the long run. Will not lower crime. It will not make us safer. It will not improve our roads. It will do the opposite of all of those things. If we attract people with lower taxes, we'll increase the tax base and we will increase the tax revenue. Raising taxes on the people who are already paying and stretched thin as it is not going to help a single member of this community. And I hope that you'll take that into consideration and consider the fact that we have a great deal of poverty in our community. This isn't going to help that. It's going to do the opposite of that. The people who are going to be most affected by the raises in taxes are not going to be the wealthy. It's going to be the poor and the least among us. And if that is who we hope to serve with our city council or by our city council, then I hope that we'll take that into consideration, that we're not going to help those people, we're going to hurt them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk.
Qualla Blackwell.
Good evening, members of the council. My name is Qualla Blackwell. I am a property owner of 804 Chestnut Street, 802 Chestnut Street, and in the process of buying 800 Chestnut Street just to clean it up to make my neighborhood look better. I am also part owner of 1607 North Queen Street, Christian Cuts Barbershop in the back of there.
Excuse me just a minute. Could you give your address, please? See that? Oh, I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
I gave you all of them.
Okay, go
804 Chestnut Street, 802 Chestnut Street, which is a vacant lot, 800 Chestnut Street, I'm in the process of buying to clean it up, and 1607 North Queen Street. I'm also the CEO and founder of KI1N, Keeping It 100 North Carolina, and I'm standing in the gap for the community, the complaints and the concerns I received about our 2025-26 budget. Even though I'm a taxpayer, that's not my concern. My property, $30 increase on each one of them, I can handle that. I knew somebody else was going to address that, but what the people are concerned about is the way the budget, the money is being delegated out in the budget. One of the biggest concerns is in the highlights, it's been highlighted that $644,000 are going to be used to replace body cams and in-car cams for the police department. The key word here is replace. They already have this stuff. $644,000 for $60,000 worth of equipment, because after doing thorough study from other police departments, these devices are only $200 to on the high end, $1,000 each. So I guess what the community's wanting to know, are we going to actually see this bill to replace those 60 body cams and 20 car cams? The next thing is, in the budget, it's $581,000.86, whatever that is, to replace 10 aging police cars because they have 144,000 miles on them. Listening to car dealerships, the motor's just been broke in then. Is this frivolous spending to replace 10 police cars? This is what the community wants to know. But then when we get to the community things, there's only $20,000 being put up to finish Emma Webb or do whatever you guys say are going to be done to Emma Webb. Only $26,000 for Bill Fay and Barnett parts together. My biggest one is only $35,000 is going to be used to redo Holloway. That's where I grew up at. Holloway ain't had no improvements in 40 years. I'm 51. Most of that stuff is the same as when I was a 10 and 11-year-old kid.
Thank you, Ms. Blackwell.
I wasn't finished.
Your time is up.
You know,
Your time is up.
my biggest issue, the communities, and my biggest issue is in this budget, you guys are getting every employee is getting a 5%. Is getting a 5% cost of living arrangement. But you know, when I work at Sanderson Farm, when we get a raise, the city don't pay for, the taxpayers don't pay for that. We agree to pay for some body cams and a raise, and we got a problem with that. We want you guys to look at the cost of this equipment and the allotment they're asking to be allowed to cover the project. And look at a few more things. Look at taking care of what really needs to be taken care of here, the homeless. Have you guys been to the library lately? The
Yes.
post office,
Yes.
McDonald's,
Thank you
the
very much.
hospital. This is the things we need to address the homelessness here. If we got $1 million to offer the police to replace something that they already got, we got $1 million to do something about what really needs to be done here.
Thank you very much, Ms. Blackwell. Madam Clerk?
There are no others, sir.
Thank you. All right. All right, on the adoption of the agenda, if a council member wishes to revise the agenda, the motion to add or delete an item will be entertained before adoption of the agenda. Will there be any? Hearing none, seeing none, entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
So moved. So moved by Councilmember Suggs, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Hardy. Under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Under minutes, consider approval of the minutes of City Council meeting held on June 3rd, 2025. Madam Clerk, would you like to entertain?
No, sir.
Thank you. Having said that, I'd like to entertain a motion. So moved by Councilmember Swenson. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilwoman Solomon. Under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. All right, under presentations and recognitions, consider we'll have Keith Goyette to recognize newly promoted sergeants and captains at this time. Chief, you may begin whenever you're ready.
I want to thank everybody for coming out for tonight's ceremony. This is amazing. Thank you. I know tonight's very important for our community, so I'm going to try not to take up too much time. My goal tonight is to introduce 5 of our newly promoted supervisors, 3 sergeants, 2 captains. When I call their name, they're going to come up here, step up here, and then Major Turner is going to provide them with a certificate. When we get done with all 5 of them, we're going to have somebody of their choosing pin their new badge on their uniform. The mayor take a photo with them, and then that'll conclude my part of this meeting. So, all right. So, the first sergeant call up here is Sergeant Sydney Green. If you'll come up here, Sarge. Sergeant Green began her law enforcement career with the Kinston Police Department in 2018 and was promoted to the rank of sergeant in 2024. She's a dedicated professional with extensive experience across multiple divisions within the agency. Sergeant Green has a strong interest in special victims investigations and has worked closely with community members to support victims and enhance public safety. Known for her commitment to justice, Sergeant Green continues to serve with integrity and a deep sense of duty. Sergeant Green currently works as a sergeant on a shift, but she'll be moving back to investigations the 1st of July. The second sergeant is Sergeant Lucas Miller, if he'll come on up here. Sergeant Miller, first day on the job was yesterday as sergeant. He began his law enforcement career with the Kinston Police Department, and also in 2018. He has a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice from Fayetteville State University. Go Broncos. Sergeant Miller has served as a field training officer and is also a K-9 handler. He's also a graduate of the West Point Leadership Program, and he's gonna, when he's off, he enjoys being with his family. Sergeant Robert Williams, we call him Josh. If he'll come up here. Everyone knows Sergeant Williams. He's a proud native of Goldsboro. He began his law enforcement career here with Kinston back in 2016 and he's worked all over the place. He's been a patrol officer, a field training officer, a school resource officer, a criminal investigator, a narcotics investigator. He's a proud graduate of Chowan University. Throughout each role, Sergeant Williams has remained committed to serving the community with professionalism, integrity, and a strong dedication to justice. All right, our two captains. Captain Jacob Best, if he'll come on up here. Captain Best began his law enforcement career also in 2018. He was quickly identified as the old man out of the group of young officers when he came on. He was a little older than your average rookie, but been a great addition. He actually lives in the city with his wife and his two sons. He's a proud member of the SWAT team and a former field training officer. I'll add something about him. Not only does Captain Best make great decisions, he flourishes under chaotic situations. When it hits the fan, there's nobody you want working that day than Captain Best. You can tell he's got some, it pains me to say this, but you can tell he's got some background in the fire service because he really knows how to handle himself. He's also a graduate of the West Point Leadership from Methodist University, and he began serving as captain yesterday. So congratulations. Last one's going to be Captain Julian Walker. He's our lone Duke fan in the family. He has a special gift on the back of his certificate. Captain Walker began his law enforcement career working with the Kinston Police Department back in 2012. He's currently assigned to Internal Affairs. In July, he'll be promoted to captain and take over B Squad on patrol. He holds a master's degree in public administration from Wichita State University and a bachelor's of science degree in criminology and criminal justice, as well as a certificate in criminal behavior from Portland State University. He also is a graduate of NC State's Law Enforcement Executive Program and the West Point Leadership Program. Captain Walker's dedication to professional excellence and ethical policing continues to shape his leadership with our department. Congratulations, Captain Walker. I've been fortunate to work with everybody here. I was a captain of investigations when Walker worked with me. This is a fine group of individuals right here. I couldn't be more proud of everybody up here. And within 5 years, your whole administration is going to look different. And these are the people that's going to be running the show right here. So I'm just extremely grateful. I'm honored to be up here and just to be a partner with them. At this time, if whoever you guys have chose to pin you, your loved ones, family members, or friends can come up here. We'll pin your new badge on and take a few photographs, and we'll let the city council do some business. All right. It's a lot harder than it looks, I promise you. I've been stabbed several times throughout my career with these little pins. Yeah, this is part of it right here, you know. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna put the stuff back where we got it. Josh, you can help. Just make it look pretty, Lucas. You got this. I'm about to call up Best here in a minute because it's a chaotic situation right now. I know you can handle it.
All right, so let me be the first to say congratulations, everyone. Give them a round of applause if you would. I just want to say thank you for your dedicated service to the Kinston Police Department, and I do appreciate your efforts each and every day. Thank you for walking the thin blue line and making it safe for all of us every single day. Indeed, an honor and a privilege to be able to stand alongside you carrying the blue line. So thank you so very much. We're going to have a picture right here. Chief will come up here and take this photo. Scott, if you would take this photo. Yeah. Thank you, Catapult. All right. Having said that, next item on the agenda is the action agenda. Consider adoption of the annual budget for ordinance for fiscal year 25-26. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve the manager's recommended budget ordinance for fiscal year 2025-2026.
So moved by Councilmember Suggs. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Hardy. Under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Action item number 2. Consider adoption of the ordinance to close out multiple planning projects C2117, C2118, C2119, C2120, C2122, C2123, C2124. Ms. Goodson.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet is a request to close out the planning projects that you mentioned, C2117, 2118, 2119, 2120, 2122, 2123, and 2124. And they're all in your packet. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Goodson. Anything from the council as it pertains to those closeout items? Hearing none, seeing none. Entertain a motion.
Motion.
So moved by Councilmember Swenson. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by, yield to the gentlewoman C4. Seconded by Councilwoman C4. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 3, consider adoption of ordinance to close out multiple wastewater projects. S9201, S9202, S9203, S9204, S9205, S9206, S9208, and S9211. Ms. Goodson.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet are ordinances for each of those individual wastewater projects to be closed. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any discussion from the council as it pertains to those items being closed out? Hearing none, seeing none. Entertain a motion.
Motion.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
So moved and properly second. So moved by Councilmember Swenson, seconded by Councilwoman C4. We are under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 4, consider adoption of an ordinance to close out stormwater project T9301. Ms. Goodson.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet is an ordinance requesting the closeout of the fiscal year 2016 to 21 stormwater, miscellaneous stormwater projects. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the council as it pertains to this ordinance closeout? Hearing none, seeing none, entertain a motion.
Motion.
So moved by Mayor Pro Tem Hardy. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilwoman Solomon. Under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Action item number 5, consider adoption of an ordinance to close out multiple water projects. W9115, W9116, W9117, W9118, W9119, W9121. Ms. Goodson.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet are individual ordinances requesting the closeout of those various water projects, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Goodson. Anything from the council as it pertains out the closeout of the ordinance closeout? All right, hearing none, seeing none. Entertain a motion.
Motion.
So moved by Councilman Swenson. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilwoman Solomon. Under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 6, consider adoption of fiscal year 24-25 operating budget amendment. Ms. Goodson.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet is an ordinance and supporting documentation requesting operating amendments to the General Fund, the Capital Reserve Water Resources Fund, the Wastewater Fund, the Capital Reserve Wastewater Fund, the Electric Fund, the Electric Capital Reserve Fund, the Stormwater Fund, and the Fleet Maintenance Fund as for June 30, 2024. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have regarding the amendment.
Any questions from the council as it pertains to those closeouts from Ms. Goodson? Under item number 6. Hearing none, seeing none. Is there a motion? So moved by Councilmember Swenson. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman C4. Under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Action item number 8, consider approval of a change correction. 7, consider adoption of a resolution approving and accepting the 2025 youth sports grant by North Carolina Amateur Sports. Director Scott Austin.
Hey, Council.
Yes.
Glad to be here. We've got some great news tonight. We recently applied for a NC Amateur sports grant with NC Amateur Sports for $20,000. Our staff, Andy Spence and Charlie Casey, applied for it in April, and we got news back this past week that we received it. We were granted the grant. So what this will go toward, $10,000 will go toward the city athletic expenses, football helmets, all athletic equipment it has to be used for, and a good half of it will go toward the county facilities and the county athletic equipment. So this is a great asset to us, and we have to turn it in by the end of the month to receive it. So tonight we're asking for not a resolution, just approval and acceptance of this grant, and it'll be a great asset to Lenoir County and keep us in the right direction. So.
All right, thank you, Scott. Having said that, anything from the council as it pertains? All right, having said that, entertain a motion.
Motion.
So moved by council member Swenson. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Council Member Suggs. Councilmember Suggs. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Item number 8, consider approval of a change order to Booth and Associates for $78,800 for capital project E9-137 electric field verification project. Steve Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. In March of 2024, City Council awarded the electric field verification and data collection project to Booth and Associates in the amount of $415,000. And it included a 5% contingency. The total award was $456,500. The project actually involves having personnel from Booth go and actually visit every asset we have in our electric system in the field and gather all of the data they can get on that. Sizes of transformers, wire types, pole lengths and heights, and the age of all the equipment. Anything that they can gather out there so that we can have a complete inventory of what we have in service in our system. This helps us in making sure that we have materials for repairs, replacements, planning capital projects. We have better information to do that type of work. In the beginning, when we started this project, we estimated what types of quantities we had for all the things that Booth needed to do, and they have been working diligently on the project. They've completed 32 over 36 distribution circuits, so there's 4 circuits left. They also have the transmission system yet to visit, but of all the work done so far, they've consumed the amount of the base contract that they originally agreed to, the $415,000. They're estimating to complete the work, it's going to take an additional $78,800 to do that. Some additional money is in the contract or in the project, as I already explained. To complete the full $78,000 will require a budget amendment of $37,300 from the Electric Capital Reserve Fund. I do recommend we do this work and complete this inventory. I think we came out pretty close compared to what we thought we had and what we do have, but gathering that information is really important to our electric system. So I've reviewed the change order. I think it is reasonable as far as costs go, and I would request City Council consider approving the change order in the amount of $78,800.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for the recommendation. Anything from the council as it relates to the change?
Steve, did we have a contingency fee in this
5%.
prior?
We did in the initial contract. The contract was $415,000. We included a contingency, which took it to $456,000. That's not enough to cover all of the additional work, which left us $37,000 short.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Swenson. Any further discussion as it relates to the change? All right, hearing none, seeing none, entertain a motion. So moved by Councilwoman Solomon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Seaforth. Under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Action item number 9, consider approval of an easement on city property, Vernon, Greenbrier intersection for installation of a pedestrian crossing signal. Steve Miller.
Thank you again, Mayor. The North Carolina Department of Transportation has secured funds to install a pedestrian signal system at the intersection of Vernon Avenue and Greenbrier Road. That intersection, if you're not familiar with it, it's a traffic light that's in front of Food Lion, between Food Lion and Fairfield Park. So there is quite a bit of traffic on both sides of that intersection as far as pedestrians go. In order to install the system, they've asked us to grant an easement on a corner there at the intersection. The easement area, there is a map included in the agenda item, but the easement area at the intersection, it just goes 20 feet in each direction in a little triangle right there. So it doesn't impact any use of the park or the facilities. Since 2003, NCDOT has been trying to get funding for all of the pedestrian signals across the city. They actually were recommended for award of a RAISE grant that would have accomplished that at all the signalized intersections. However, as with a lot of things in the federal government, when the administration's changed, it got hung up. And so the federal government had not released those funds to DOT, and there's no schedule for release or anything else at this point. So what DOT is doing in the meantime is they're pursuing individual funding at intersections through their own resources outside of the federal government. This project is the first one that did receive funding. They currently are working on write-ups to pursue funding at additional intersections. They're trying to do 2, 3, 4 a year and see if they can get them funded, doing it that way. This month, they're writing up the next 3 intersections that they hope to pursue. And then they will do more in the last quarter of the year. So this project here, if we approve the easement, they have offered to pay for the easement, $1,100 for that triangle there at the intersection. And then they will move forward with the project and hopefully complete the project in the fall or early spring. So it would be exciting to see a pedestrian signal go in out there. I think would be a good thing for the community. So tonight, if you would wish to have DOT move forward with the project, I recommend approval of the easement request, including the payment of the $1,100, and authorize the execution of the easement by the mayor and city manager.
Thank you, Steve. Question for you. That's a USDOT grant. Was that, you said the raised grant?
The raised grant is what they had gotten back in 2023 for all the intersections in the city that they were pursuing. But that funding got suspended. They did not, although they received initial notification of award, nothing moved forward from there because the administration changed.
Roger that. Thank you. That's my question.
Yep.
All right. Any discussion that relates to the traffic signal at that intersection, which I think is a very, very good deal. And I would love to see all those areas that were previously in the deal be serviced also due to pedestrian crosswalks, the safety of our folks, the motoring public. However, we'll keep pushing forward, and thanks to NCDOT for funding this and moving forward on the first one, initial one. So we do appreciate those efforts. Anything from the council as it relates to this? Hearing none, seeing none, entertain a motion. So moved by Councilmember Swenson. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Hardy.
Mr. Miller,
Under discussion.
before you sit down, do we know when DOT is going to start on Vernon with resurfacing?
The paving, they've released it to their contractor. I don't have a date when they will actually be starting. We're waiting similar, on the same contractor actually doing our resurfacing and doing DOT. So we do expect our work to move forward here in the next week or so.
Yeah, I have confidence in ours.
Absolutely.
I do too. I'm not really sure how DOT works on these things, but sometimes it takes a little longer than you expect.
Okay. So they'll probably get it. Never mind. Okay.
I'm tracking Councilwoman Solomon as it relates to that. NCDOT. Good thing. Hold on before we move forward. I entertain them. Did we vote?
All in favor.
Okay.
We voted.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was on point with that.
All in favor.
Yeah, for this one, the next one.
All right. Item number 10. Consider approval of a special event permit request. East Kansas.
Mr. Mayor, we didn't never vote on number 9.
There was a Swenson and Hardy.
Right, but you didn't say all in favor.
Okay.
Motion, but no vote.
All right. The motion no vote. So we had a motion and a second. All right. So under discussion for item number 8, correction, item number 9, consider approval of easement city property, Vernon Greenbrier intersection for installation of pedestrian crossing signal. So under discussion, there was a motion and a second. Now we're under discussion. Any discussion as relates to item number 8? Any discussion?
Number 9.
I mean, item number 9. Item number 9. Under discussion. All right, hearing none, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carried. Item number 10. Consider approval of special event permit request, East Kinston Neighborhood Hub, Sunday dinners. Chief, go ahead.
All right, this is special request for July 20th and August 17th. This is their monthly Sunday night dinners between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. There is a road closure between Orion and Taylor Lane. It's not a fundraising project. It's open to the public. Food will be provided. No alcohol will be there. Restrooms will be on site. It's a wonderful program. Never had a problem there whatsoever. And we definitely approve of this application moving forward.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. Attorney, would you like to interject?
Everything's in order.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Anything from the council? I'd like to entertain a motion.
Motion.
So moved by Mayor Pro Tem Hardy. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Solomon. Under discussion.
Could you let my recusal be on the record?
Under discussion. Absolutely let the record reflect, Madam Clerk. Roll call with the extension of Council Member Suggs. Madam Clerk, roll call. I just want to make sure that abstention is outstanding.
Councilmember Swenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Solomon.
Yes.
Councilmember Seafor.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hardy.
Yes.
Councilmember Suggs has recused.
Motion carries. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Chief.
All right.
All right, item number 11, consider approval of special event permit downtown Kent's revitalization Independence Day concert, Pearson Park.
Okay, this is for Mr. Leon Steele in downtown Kinston Revitalization. This will be for Friday, July 4th. This is going to be for the special event at the concert at Pearson Park. There will be 4 off-duty Kinston police officers working that event. The hold harmless agreement has been signed, and today I got the insurance copy today, and Mr. Attorney has looked over that already. So no objections to this whatsoever.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. Attorney, would you like to interject? All right, thank you. Let the record reflect. Haven't said any discussion from the council as it relates to this. I'd like to entertain a motion.
Motion.
So moved. Is there a second? Second. So moved and probably second. So moved by Councilmember Swenson, seconded by Councilmember Suggs. Under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, I don't have anything else on the agenda, but while I'm here, I did see a flyer for the Juneteenth celebration that's going to be Saturday between 12 and 3. That's going to be located at 242 South Queen Street. So just want to make everybody aware of that. And also, while I have everybody here, when it comes to like body-worn cameras and people who can view, who can't view, we're going to put something out. I'm going to get with my team tomorrow because there's a lot of misconception about body-worn camera footage. You know, the police department won't release it. There's certain rules and regulations regarding body-worn cameras. It's got nothing to do with the police department. It's got nothing to do with the city of Kinston. You know, those are general statutes of when and when you cannot release body-worn camera footage, and it's a very, very difficult process. You have to go before the Superior Court judge in your district. He or she has to look at that video. They have to decide whether it's going to be released. It's got nothing to do with us. So we're gonna build that packet tomorrow, and we'll put it out on social media just to make some people aware. And then at a future council meeting, I will then do a 3 or 4 slide presentation to everybody, so people have a somewhat understanding of the deal with body-worn camera footage. So that's my spill. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Chief. Madam Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Leon Steele would have loved to have been here tonight, but he had a medical issue and could not be here tonight. But I know he would want to remind everyone of our July 4th concert. It's a free concert from 3 to 6 o'clock at Pearson Park. There'll be food and lots of games for the kids and things like that. And it's 3 to 6, and then followed, we'd love you all to go to Granger Stadium for the Bird Dog game, followed by fireworks. So please put that on your calendar. I also want to thank our budget team, Ms. Goodson, Ms. Beeman, our HR director, Tiffany Smith, was a big part of that team, as well as Althea Simmons, administrative manager, and of course all the department heads who put together their budget request. Although the council got the budget in May, late in May to look at it, we've been actually working through it in February and March and really going through line by line. So I appreciate everyone's help, and I appreciate the council's support on the budget.
Thank you, Madam Manager. Do appreciate you and your efforts. As always, anything from the council?
Sure. There are 2 community events I want to just make sure everyone knows about and invite folks to. The library is hosting their Juneteenth celebration on Thursday, June 19th, 6:30 p.m. at the library auditorium. It'll be a celebration including a dramatic a retelling of civil rights history with renowned storyteller Linda Gorham. Again, that's 6:30 p.m. at the Kinston, Lenore County branch of the Public Library. I also want to invite everyone out next Wednesday, June 25th. Kinston Teens is hosting open lab hours at the Digital Resource Lab. That lab is inside of the Kinston Enterprise Center, directly across from the Kinston Teens office. It's a free drop-in time for community members to access computers, internet, tech support. We'll also have staff and volunteers available to offer guidance if folks need help navigating websites, typing up a document, submitting an application, or things of that nature. So that is next Wednesday, June 25th. At the Digital Resource Lab at our office location. That's 327 North Queen Street in Kinston from 2 to 5 p.m. Lastly, I do want to share some appreciation to our city staff who all worked on the city budget this year. Much appreciation for being able to put that document together, provide it to us in a timely manner, allow us and our community the opportunity to give feedback. And I really appreciate the fact that it was out for several weeks, made available here at City Hall, at the News Regional Library, Kinston Public Library, as well as on the City of Kinston's website. I encourage folks to take advantage of opportunities. As you can tell, the folks who probably need to hear this are not here in this room. Maybe they're online watching. Maybe somebody can tell them. But when there are opportunities that you can get involved, when you can read documents from the City of Kinston, when you can be informed about the process that goes into how the City Council makes decisions for this city, take advantage of those opportunities. Just one quick example I do want to share. There was an article online that gave the city, and particularly Mayor Hardy, a lot of flack about the budget process. And the highest rated comment under that article was someone demanding transparency. We should make the city of Kinston should make the budget public for everybody to see line by line what's included in the budget. That was the highest liked comment up under that post. And had they read the article, had they went to the city's website, had they called down here to City Hall, they would know that the budget was publicly available and had been for several weeks. So as a community, I just want to encourage folks to do better, to take advantage of these opportunities to read and be informed. And when you have complaints, when you have concerns, be informed of those complaints, or allow us the opportunity to point you in the right direction. But if you're going to be mad and informed at the same time. That's my recommendation.
Thank you, Council. Member Suggs.
Well, sure, I can. Also, I do want to share appreciation to members of the council, city staff, all who've been supportive of the All America City effort. So we're very excited about next week. Members of our community, including folks from Team Kinston, City of Kinston, community members, Kinston teens, other folks. There's about 13 of us traveling to Denver, Colorado next week to be a part of the All America City effort. So I'm feeling really good and really excited about our chances. This year's theme, again, is strengthening environmental sustainability through community engagement in the City of Kinston through projects like the East Kinston Neighborhood Hub, the Emma Webb Park Master Plan, and the Downtown Kinston Mural Program are just some of the many examples in our community of how this city government, but also in partnership and in tandem with community organizations, are getting folks involved in the work to make our community a better place. And we've got a long ways to go and still getting everything perfect in Kinston, but this award, I think, is showing that we're moving in the right direction. So I do think that Kinston is an all-America city. Shout out to Mayor Hardy, Miss Deborah Thompson, our planning director, Miss Blunt, and our Parks and Rec director, Scott Austin. Over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, they were all involved in filming a video for the project too. So we were all around town here at City Hall, other places, trying to capture scenery from around Kinston to be able to showcase to folks in Denver, Colorado, all that our community is about. So I'm looking forward to that being an amazing part of our effort as well.
Thank you, Councilmember Suggs. I appreciate it. I had the honor to go around with a video team and play with with cameras and things of that nature at our historic Ranger Stadium. So it's indeed an honor and a privilege to be able to do that type of thing and represent our city. Thank you to the collaboration of so many that are involved. So I do appreciate those efforts. So very kind. But before we leave, let the record reflect on my statement. I guess some of our friends have left. But as I move forward, in response to the recent public statements by North Carolina House Representative Chris Humphrey, Commissioner Keith King regarding the City Council proposed fiscal year budget and property tax rate, The city of Kinston is not proposing a tax rate increase. In fact, the proposed budget reduces our tax rate from 0.77 to 0.73 per $100 assessed value. Any changes that property owners may experience in the tax bills are the result of Lenore County State maintained property reevaluation, which is increased the assessed values of properties in the city of Kinston by 38.65%. While this has understandably caused concern for some residents, it is important to stress the city's tax rate is not going up. It is being reduced. Representative Chris Humphrey is correct in saying that residents feel the pain when their tax bills rise, and I don't take that lightly, but it is also critical to understand the full picture. The county's property base grew by 73%, while Kinston's increase was much smaller. The county's proposed rate is 0.675, which will generate over $43.7 million. Kinston's rate of 0.73 generates only $14.67 million. We are working with fewer resources, and we must take a balanced, realistic approach to protect vital city services like police, fire, recreation, economic development, and streets. Kinston has improved efficiencies and cut departmental request expenses every year for at least the last 10 years in order to reduce the impact to our citizens. I also want to address House Bill 539, which Representative Chris Humphrey co-sponsored. This bill proposes a shift in how local sales tax revenues are distributed, moving money away from rural municipalities like Kinston and towards more populous areas. This is not a mischaracterization, as he stated. It's a very real concern for communities like ours that rely on every dollar to maintain basic services and invest in our future. This bill threatens the local control and economic stability in places that need it most. Kinston doesn't have the luxury of ignoring hard truths. We're not interested in partisan sound bites. We're focused on governing responsibly. And that means telling the truth even when it's complex. I invite continued conversation, collaboration, and above all, commitment to the facts. The people of the city of Kinston deserve nothing less. So that's my statement, Madam Clerk. Let the record reflect verbatim anything from the council as we move forward. Having said that, I entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. There's second.
Second.
So moved by Councilwoman Solomon, seconded by Councilmember Suggs. Under discussion. Under discussion. Under discussion. Hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.